Diliheights Bistro and HP Singh Chatter Store presents Travel Hotspot Explore BC.
Instruments, making money,
Yes.
making weapons. So it's so diverse a material. It's used in many different ways.
This is all the equipment they use, and that's some of the pictures.
So what you do, you fill your gold pan
Oh,
about
okay.
halfway like this,
Okay.
and then you see there's these little ripples.
Oh, so this is
So this could be gold or this could be pyrite.
wow, beautiful. That's why it's called beautiful British Columbia.
Exactly, right? And we're again in the Sea to Sky Highway.
हेलो सत श्री अकाल नमस्कार ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਸਾਂਝਾ ਟੀਵੀ ਮੈਂ ਹਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਅਰਸ਼ਦੀਪ ਟਰੈਵਲ ਹੌਟਸਪੌਟ ਐਕਸਪਲੋਰ BC ਦੇ ਅਨਦਰ ਐਪੀਸੋਡ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਸਭ ਦਾ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਦੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਰਨ ਸਿੰਘ ਚਾਵਲਾ ਡਰਾਈਵ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਆਓ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ
ਚਲੋ ਜੀ ਸਤਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਹਾਲ ਆ ਜੀ
ਵਧੀਆ ਜੀ
ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਠੀਕ
ਸੁਣਾਓ
ਹੋ
ਕਿਵੇਂ ਹੋ
ਮੈਂ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਜੀ ਇੱਕਦਮ ਬਸ ਚੁਸਕੀ ਲੈ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਚਾਹ ਦੀ
ਅਰੇ ਵਾਹ ਅਸੀਂ ਅੱਜ ਸੋਚਿਆ ਕਿ ਸਰੀ ਤੋਂ ਥੋੜਾ ਨਿਕਲ ਲਈਏ ਅੱਗੇ
ਜੀ।
ਜਾ ਕੇ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਆਪਾਂ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੀ ਸ਼ੁਰੂਆਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਪਰ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਕਰਨ ਸਿੰਘ ਚਾਵਲਾ
ਕਾਫੀ ਤੋਂ ਬਗੈਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਰਹਿ ਸਕਦਾ
ਹਾਂ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਰਹਿ ਸਕਦੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ ਕਾਫੀ ਹੋਵੇ ਤੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਚਾਹ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਆ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਚਾਹ ਤਾਂ ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ ਸਵਾਦ ਲੱਗ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਜੀ ਦਿੱਲੀ ਹਾਈਟਸ ਦੀ ਸੋ ਚਾਹ ਦਾ ਕੱਪ ਅਸੀਂ ਚੱਕ ਲਿਆ ਜੀ ਦਿੱਲੀ ਹਾਈਟਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਵਧੀਆ ਚਾਹ ਹੈ
ਕੜਾਕੇਦਾਰ ਚਾਹ ਇੱਕਦਮ
ਕਿਉਂਕਿ-
ਜੋ ਕਿ ਗਰਮੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੈ ਬਟ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੰਡੀਅਨਸ ਗਰਮੀ ਜਿੰਨੀ ਮਰਜ਼ੀ ਹੋ ਜੇ ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਡਰਗ ਹੈ
ਜੀ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਜੀ ਸੋ ਡਰੱਗਸ ਦੂਰ ਰਹਿਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਧਿਆਨ ਰੱਖਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਆਪਣਾ ਪਰ
ਸਾਡੀ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਬਲੌਕ ਨਾ ਕਰ ਦਿਓ ਜੀ ਡਰਗ ਉਹ ਵਾਲਾ ਡਰਗ ਨਹੀਂ
ਸੋ ਇਹ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਚਾਹ ਦਾ ਚਾਹ ਹਰ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਤਾਂ ਦਿੱਲੀ ਹਾਈਟ ਬਿਸਟਰੋ ਜਾਇਆ ਜਾ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਚਾਹ ਦਾ ਆਨੰਦ ਲਿਆ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ ਨਾਲ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੀ ਖਾਣ ਪੀਣ ਦੀਆਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਸੋ ਦਿੱਲੀ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆ ਉਹ ਸਵਾਦ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਚੱਕ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ
ਜੀ।
ਸੋ ਜਰੂਰ ਪਹੁੰਚੋ ਜੀ ਦਿੱਲੀ ਹਾਈਟਸ ਤੇ ਨਾਲ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਜੀ ਸਕੋਮਿਸ਼ ਨੂੰ
ਸਕੋਮਿਸ਼।
ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ ਫਿਰ ਤੋਂ ਸਕੋਮਿਸ਼
ਉਹ ਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖ ਹੀ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਨਾਲ ਅਸੀਂ ਦਿਖਾ ਰਹੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ, ਰਾਹ ਛੱਡੇ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਕੀ ਕਰੀਏ
ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਜੀ ਰਾਹ ਅਸੀਂ ਦੇਖ ਲਈਏ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਆ ਕੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਕਿੱਧਰ ਨੂੰ ਚੱਲਨੇ ਆ ਅੱਜ
ਜੀ
ਸੋ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਜੀ ਸਕੋਮਿਸ਼
ਜੀ।
ਦੇ ਰਾਹ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਚੰਗੇ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਵਧੀਆ ਲੱਗਦੇ ਨੇ ਵਿਊ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਵਧੀਆ ਲੱਗਦੇ ਨੇ
ਜੀ,
ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਫਾਇਰ ਕਰਕੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਧੁੰਦ ਜੀ ਟਾਈਪ ਲੱਗ ਰਹੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਫੌਗ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਪਰ ਇਹ ਅੱਗਾਂ ਕਰਕੇ ਤੇ ਉਮੀਦ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਛੇਤੀ ਬੰਦ ਹੋ ਜਾਣ ਪਰ ਨਾਲ ਹੁਣ ਸਕੋਮਿਸ਼ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਸੋ ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਨਵੀਂ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਤੇ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ
ਅੱਜ ਆਪਾਂ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਜੀ ਮਾਈਨ ਮਿਊਜ਼ੀਅਮ
ਬ੍ਰਿਟਾਨੀਆ ਮਾਈਨ
Mine
ਮਿਊਜ਼ੀਅਮ ਸੋ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੇ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਹੋਣਾ ਸਕੋਮਿਸ਼ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹੋਏ ਵਿਸਲਰ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹੋਏ ਰਾਹ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਤੇ ਅੱਜ ਸੋਚਿਆ ਕਿ ਉੱਥੇ ਜਾਇਆ ਜਾਵੇ
ਆਪਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਦਰਸ਼ਕ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਜੀ ਸਿਰਫ ਮੈਂ ਇੱਕ ਐਡ ਅਪ ਛੋਟਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੂੰਗਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਐਜੂਕੇਟਿਡ ਹੈਗੇ ਹੋ ਬਟ ਮਾਈਨ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਟਿਲ ਦੱਸ ਦਈਏ ਕਿਹਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਚ ਆਪਾਂ
ਖਾਨ
ਖਾਨ ਨੂੰ
ਜਿਵੇਂ
ਕਹਿੰਦੇ।
ਕੋਲੇ ਦੀਆਂ ਖਾਨਾਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਸੁਰੰਗਾਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ
ਜਿੱਥੋਂ ਪੱਥਰ ਫਾਈਂਡ ਆਊਟ ਕੀਤੇ ਜਾ ਸਕਦੇ
ਜਿੱਥੋਂ ਮਤਲਬ ਪੱਥਰ ਤੋੜ ਕੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਖਣਿਜ ਪਦਾਰਥ ਆਪਾਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਚ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਮਿਨਰਲਸ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਧਾਤਾਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਆਇਰਨ ਉਹ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਕੱਢੀਆਂ
Copper।
ਜਾਂਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਸੋ ਅੱਜ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਮਾਈਨਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਕਾਪਰ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ
Gold ਹੋ
ਡਾਇਮੰਡ
ਗਿਆ।
ਹੋ ਗਿਆ 골ਡ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਉਹ ਕੋਲਾ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਕੋਲੇ ਦੀਆਂ ਖਾਨਾਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਅਲੱਗ-ਅਲੱਗ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਖਾਨਾਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਤੋਂ ਅਲੱਗ-ਅਲੱਗ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਨਿਕਲਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਉਥੋਂ ਕਾਪਰ ਕਿਸੇ ਟਾਈਮ ਤੇ ਨਿਕਲਦਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ 19 ਆਈ ਬਲੀਵ 70 ਤੱਕ ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆ ਉਹ ਮਾਈਨ ਚੱਲਦੀ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ 1974 ਚ ਆ ਕੇ ਫਿਰ ਉਹ ਬੰਦ ਹੋ ਗਈ ਸੋ ਜਦੋਂ ਬੰਦ ਹੋਈ ਤਾਂ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਇਸ ਨੂੰ ਮਿਊਜ਼ੀਅਮ ਬਣਾ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਗਿਆ
ਜੀ, ਜੀ।
ਸੋ ਅੱਜ ਮਿਊਜ਼ੀਅਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾਣਾ ਲਾਈਵ ਐਕਸਪੀਰੀਅੰਸ ਕਰਨਾ ਸੋ ਆਮ ਵੈਰੀ ਮਚ ਲੁਕਿੰਗ ਫਾਰਵਰਡ ਟੂ ਇਟ ਕਿ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦਾ ਹੋਏਗਾ ਅੰਦਰ ਕੀ ਕੁਝ ਦੇਖਣ ਨੂੰ ਹੋਏਗਾ
ਪਰ ਇਹ ਐਪੀਸੋਡ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕੀਤੀ ਕਿ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਟਾਰਟਿੰਗ 'ਚ ਹਾਈਲਾਈਟਸ ਦਿਖਾਉਣ ਦੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖੋ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਉਹ ਬੰਮ ਧਮਾਕੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਗੁਫਾਵਾਂ 'ਚ ਵੀ, ਜਿਸ ਟਾਈਮ ਆਪਾਂ ਉਹ ਜਦ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੇ ਪੂਰੀ ਅੰਦਰ ਖੋਜ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਸੀਗੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ, ਤੇ ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਖੋਜ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ ਮਤਲਬ ਪੂਰਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਪ੍ਰੈਕਟੀਕਲ ਐਕਸਪੀਰੀਅੰਸ ਹੈ ਅੱਜ ਇਸ ਐਪੀਸੋਡ 'ਚ ਪਲੀਜ਼ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਦੇਖਿਓ ਤੇ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਮਿਸ ਨਾ ਕਰਿਓ ਤੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਫਰੈਂਡਸ ਐਂਡ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਨਾਲ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਕਰਿਓ ਇਹਨੂੰ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਅੱਜ ਦਾ ਐਪੀਸੋਡ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਲਈ ਬਹੁਤ ਐਜੂਕੇਸ਼ਨਲ ਹੋਣ ਵਾਲਾ,
ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਟਿਵ ਹੋਣ ਵਾਲਾ ਜੀ। ਸੋ ਅਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਅੱਜ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਵਾਰ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ, ਮੈਂ ਤੇ ਕਰਨ, ਅਸੀਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਗਏ ਕਦੇ ਵੀ ਇਸ ਮਿਊਜ਼ੀਅਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਸੋ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਵਾਰ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਜੀ ਤੇ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਵੇਟ ਟੂਰ ਹੋਣ ਵਾਲਾ। ਸੋ ਆਓ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਜਾਣਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕੀ ਹੈ ਬ੍ਰਿਟਾਨੀਆ ਮਾਈਨ ਮਿਊਜ਼ੀਅਮ।
So here we are at the Britannia Mine Museum, and we are outside our BT Lundin Visitor Centre. This is the first place that you arrive at the museum to start learning more about what happened here on site and what was considered one of the largest copper mines in the world for its time.
And if we'll talk about you, Laura, so from how long you are working here or in this site?
So I've been here now coming up to 2 years.
Wow.
And it's been a great experience for me to learn a really different area of museum and heritage, mining history, but also learning more about what it was like for the community here, living in such an isolated place. Britannia and Mount Shea were very defined towns, and how they grew over time and were impacted by different world events. And now also being able to be here at this great location to educate people about the changes that have happened here, also the environmental and remediation that's happened, and for us to think ahead about what mining can look like in the future.
Yes, and it started in 1904, if I'm not wrong.
That's right.
And then it was active by like 70 years, and
Exactly.
then it is museum now.
Yes, yeah, and literally as they closed the operational mine, there was a historical society that had already been established that wanted to protect and preserve this history. So straight after the mine closed, actually the museum opened right in 74, because again they wanted to preserve that history and share it with the community here.
Laura, you were basically from England. We can tell from your language, from pronunciation. So how different the Canada or Squamish is from your hometown?
Well, in some ways there's quite a lot of similarities. I'm from the north of England, just north of Manchester, and it's a very big industrial area. Like in my hometown, paper and cotton were the major industries, where here now I'm looking at, of course, mining and then other resource extraction like the logging industry, but there's also the paper industry here. So the biggest difference I would say is the environment in general, the mountains, and we're right here on the sea to sky. We're right by at Catsum House Sound. We get to be by the literal sea to sky, right?
So
it's so amazing.
Yeah, right now we are standing in front of entrance. So whenever the guests are coming, they are going through this way.
Exactly. When you arrive at the museum, you get checked in by our guests, and then we're going to head straight into the museum here. And in this visitor centre, you're really going to start to get a thought about, well, what are we exploring today? How does it impact us? And what does it mean in our lives?
This is the first view. So this is my first time here.
Oh,
and my
wow.
camera person's first time here.
Wonderful.
Though we are living here from last 10 years, but this is my first visit. So we are going to Whistler every year. So, but in mine, this is my first time. So I am so excited.
And I'm so excited that you chose to come and join us today.
So
and
what
that
about
we're able to tell you more about this.
Yes. And so if
so
we'll talk about
you get greeted here by this glass wall. This is a basically was in a boardroom at one of the companies that support the mine in the past. So this is just this really nice feature of thinking about, again, mining impacts from across Canada and how they have been brought into our everyday lives.
Wow.
This really great statement is that, of course, just in general, if it's not grown, it must be mined. It's got to come from somewhere.
That's a good one.
So if you think about, again, all the food that we eat, or even what we make with our clothes, all grown. But then you think about, again, what we need in our devices. All of that is mined. Right? So
yes.
copper has been very important throughout its history. and many indigenous communities and past communities have used copper in many different ways, in ceremonial ways, but also in making objects, making instruments, making money, making weapons. So it's so diverse a material. It's used in many different ways.
Is there any reasons they closed the mining, or like they were done with the copper, so there's no copper anymore?
So there is still actually copper in the mine, but like any industry like this, you know, the market goes up and down all the time.
Yes.
So in the 1970s, unfortunately, the price of copper dropped very low. And then for the company here, it just was not like viable to make a profit anymore. So then the company packs up, moves on, and goes home.
Yes, and we got to see this beautiful museum, right?
Yeah, exactly. And
So,
what a place to be in, right?
Yes.
So in this first element here, you're really trying to also give a sense of what it might be like before we actually get into the underground, because we're going to go underground today.
Oh yes.
But this is not the real underground. This is giving you a feeling though of what it might be like, what you might see and what the miners might be using in the underground. So we're going to talk more about some of this equipment when we're in the underground, but this is just so that our guests
these are all the
have the
equipment they
opportunity
used.
that they were using to actually test for the rock.
This I can tell, it's a blasting box.
It is, and if you
so we saw in the movies and stuff, right?
Yeah, give it a blast.
Can I?
3, 2, 1. Oh, all the way, all the way.
Yay!
Yay!
Oh, okay. Good one.
So explosives are dangerous. We don't play with explosives very much, but this just gives you a sense again of what they were using, how they were making the blasting in the underground.
Yes.
And this is then some of the equipment, again, more that the miners were using if they needed to have any breathing equipment. And in the underground, they weren't necessarily having to wear this all the time. It's that if there was an emergency.
Yeah.
In the underground here, we didn't have an issue with gas. You find gas or a dangerous gas when you are coal mining, but this is very different kind of rock, so you're not having that escape that way.
Yeah, and we will say hats off to those guys who are working under the mines and doing the all hard work. So this is all the equipment they use, and that's some of the pictures they want to tell us how they look like, right?
Yeah, and that's it. You'll see more of those as we go around. There are those historical photographs everywhere. It's one of the biggest parts of our collection is historical photographs that were donated by the people who've lived here. So we do have a very big archive of photos.
So this is all it is.
So yeah, when you come in here, we have a 50-minute video called Groundbreaking, and that groundbreaking video really gives again our visitors the opportunity to know a short history of the mine, the towns here before they actually head into the underground. So this really is an opportunity to get your first taste of that history before you actually go in the underground.
Oh, that's exciting.
So this is something that again we can have you come back and look at later if you like. And if you don't have a chance to see it today, it is available on YouTube, so you can also see it there.
Perfect. Perfect. So we're gonna go.
So we're gonna go actually this way.
Okay.
So as you move through this space, I know it goes from light to dark, and then here's the light. Let's go take a look at the light.
See, look, think about those persons who are working in mines, and they are pretty much spending the whole day, half of their life into the mine, underground.
Exactly.
Like
in
it's
the dark,
incredible. It's incredible.
So yeah, the gentlemen were working 8-hour shifts in the underground. So like you said, we've only been in that little dark corridor for like 2 minutes, right? And then already
we need light. We need light.
So in this space, really, this is trying to give you again more information about how metals and the different resources might be used in your life every day.
Yes.
So these are like practical applications of where we are using these kind of materials. You can find out more about that. You can also find out more about the history of people who've been involved in Canadian mining. And then through in this area, we
Oh,
have
that's
our
nature's.
beautiful mineral display in
Wow.
our Nature's Arts Gallery.
Wow.
So the mineral collection here is very diverse.
Mhm.
We really try and show a range of different beautiful minerals
Yeah.
and gems. So if you head inside, you'll see some very, very nice different kinds of
Wow.
samples.
So it's not all about copper, it's about gems and minerals.
Exactly. Well, we're trying to obviously let people know how the one material that we were getting here, copper, but how that again fits in with other kind of mineral development,
Yes.
also other kind of rock samples. Geology and geosciences are a very important thing for us to teach, and that includes everything. Again, we want to say here, you know, rocks rock. Rocks are awesome,
Yes.
as are minerals and all of the gems that we can find, and they're like nature's beauty, right? It's
Yes.
around us all the time, and
Oh.
the more you find out about it, again, the more interesting it becomes.
And there's gold as well?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So we do have a wonderful gold, diverse gold collection, a wonderful donation that was given to us by a gentleman called Douglas Sheeving. Yeah, we were not a gold mine, but within our mixed mineral, which is called chalcopyrite, they were able to extract some gold.
Some gold,
But
yeah.
again, most people think of resource extraction of only being gold, and they think of Canada and the gold rush and all of those things. But they did only last for a short period of time, and
Yes.
were predominantly in the area of the
So,
Yukon.
It shows us
but-
so many uses of gold.
Exactly right. So
Wow.
we know we're using that gold as
Jewelry.
as jewelry, but also in devices, in
Yes.
ways to make connections. So yeah, it's a
Many more. Yeah.
very
So-
diverse material.
Yeah, it is so interesting. So, since we are entering and until here, it gives me like lots of ideas about mining and stuff. I didn't know that the gold was there, the minerals and the other things were there, but you got to know many things.
Yeah, so right here, right, again, it gives you that overview of, again, what you might take away with you today, but also, again, just starting you to, like you said,
And that's
get
good for
starting
the
you to get you
students as
think,
well.
of course, yeah,
Yeah.
any of our visitors. We want
Yeah.
you to just take away that different understanding of how minerals and metals are used in your everyday life and how important they are for all of us in different aspects of what we do.
Perfect. So we will go onto the train and then we're
That's
going to go
it.
into the mine.
We are.
Okay, so
So
we'll wait for the
head
train then.
towards the underground.
Yes.
So we're going to head out of this building, out of the visitor centre, and then we're going to head right along the boardwalk, and I'll bring you up to where the train is.
Perfect.
Of course, the site here is very open, and you can access the site here just on the lower side. You don't have to come and do the underground tour, but we, of course, recommend you come for the whole experience.
Yes.
You come in the underground, you're going to go inside the mill, and then you're going to get a really strong understanding of all the different processes that were happening here and more about the community as
Oh,
well.
very nice, very nice. So how many visitors, you have any rough idea, they come and visit throughout the year?
Throughout the whole year? Oh, that's a really good question. We're very lucky recently. We've been breaking records.
Wow.
We've got, I think, what I can do is I'll dig out the statistics so I get the right number.
So roughly around like many people we can say come and visit. So mostly weekdays are more busier or the weekends?
Our weekends. So
Okay.
at the moment, of course, we're actually still providing school programs. So we had 30 students here today. And over the last week, we've had what we call quads, where we've had over 150 students on site pretty much every day. So as we're wrapping up to the end of the school year, is like, it gives us that kind of different feeling of when with the students here. Again, we are predominantly a museum and educational site. Again, we're trying to make sure that we're educating the next generation about, again, what resource extraction is, and also the environmental remediation around that, and what we have to think about in our environment and sustainability.
Yeah.
So yeah, our visitors are predominantly coming out. Our busiest days are the weekends, especially on the weekends and holidays.
So if somebody wants to visit, they need to purchase the tickets before online.
We highly recommend.
Yeah.
If you don't want to be disappointed and come out, we know our location is not easy to get to, so don't make the drive without just double checking. But if you have a day that you have planned out, maybe that you would be going a couple of places here in the Sea to Sky, just being aware that because we have those times for our tours, you don't want to miss out on the time that you really want, so you would book your arrival time. So they say that's 12 o'clock, and then you will go on your tour about 30 minutes after that arrival time.
And one more question. So this museum, they operate in summer, or is
it's actually a 362 days.
Okay.
We're literally only closed on Christmas Day and only closed on New Year's Day.
Oh, okay.
So 363.
So anytime people can come and visit.
Exactly.
Perfect.
So this is our gold cannon station. So again, everybody has the opportunity to take away treasures with them after they visit us here. This is again a way using your gold pan to actually find gold in the sand.
And they can take gold with them.
So anybody who finds anything gets to keep it.
Why not?
There you go. There's some little bags there, and maybe some of these people might show you what they found.
Why not?
So I'll show you really quickly, and then we'll need to head up.
Sure.
So what you do, you fill your gold pan about halfway like this, and then you see there's these little ripples. So these little ripples you point away from you like this, and then what you're gonna do, you start to dip like this, and then the light sand will go away, and then you keep looking here, and we're gonna see if we see anything colored or shiny, and it's gonna get caught right here. So again, what we say is you just have to go slowly and be patient, and then look, you see you might reveal something like this. One of our colored gems. Also maybe here. Is this a nice rock? And I do see something very shiny right there.
So this says...
So this could be gold, or this could be pyrite. And pyrite is what we call fool's gold. And let me put it between your fingers, and now you can feel. This is like, it has little spikes.
Yes.
It's like 3D. It's a little rock, right? Where if you find in the gold, what you will see, it'll be very, very flat, very, very thin, almost like a flake, like when you see on, even like I'd say, sometimes like a candy wrapper. It's so thin and flat, but this pyrite is what we have predominantly. So you're probably more likely to find pyrite, but there is definitely gold.
Wow, it's really hard to find though.
Like, it is. If you have to be very patient. You kind of have to go slowly and keep looking. Another thing you have to do sometimes is bring it into the sunshine, because then actually the sun will help you see some of those other colors. And I try to imagine, like, again, we find it hard doing it here, but imagine we were on the Fraser River, or we were in the Yukon, and it's cold and the water's cold, and that you have to go through hundreds and hundreds of pans like this to find anything. You have to be very patient, very persistent, and be like very dedicated to like actually find those things that you're looking for. So I think the old gold miners maybe had more patience than all of us.
That is interesting. So
great.
Not today.
Not today. Maybe later. We'll have another go.
So these are the trucks. They place it here.
So the trucks like this weren't ever, this truck in particular wasn't ever used here. It actually came from a mine up north. But again, at one point we were called the BC Museum of Mining. So actually it was trying to cover all of mining in BC, all the different kinds of mining, coal mining and different kinds of extraction and things, where now we are focused on just the Britannia Mine Museum. But we're never going to get rid of our big truck.
There's a fun fact that we had cookies named Britannia. There is a brand, cookies brand, but this is mine named Britannia.
Right.
Yes.
So of course we are aware of obviously there are those UK connections.
Oh, okay.
And Britannia has its name as it was named after the Royal Royal Britannia, a boat. The boat that was actually in the Battle of Wellington, I believe it was. So really like 1700s.
Wow.
And then, you know, the colonial European explorers come through here and they bring all their European names with them.
Wow.
And they name all of the places Scottish or British names.
Yes.
So all of these sites have names that come from the indigenous community,
Yes.
and we are here on the territory of the Squamish Nation.
Yes.
So there are Squamish names for all the parts of the site here, and we really try and highlight that culture with people when they come to visit.
Very nice. So we can't wait to go on the train.
Exactly.
And
Let's make our way this way. We're going to go through this building and then up the stairs. We're going to go get our helmets.
Perfect.
Hello there. This is the pyrite. Yeah, you feel when you can feel it like this in your fingers, it's the pyrite. If it's very, very flat, very, very thin, and it's almost actually the same color as the truck. It's a very orange gold rather than like a yellow gold.
I think it will take all day.
Maybe. Maybe.
That's why
but
she
then
said you have to be very patient.
you keep looking, and you know the value of the gold right now is kind of going up. So maybe it's worth spending a whole day. I don't know.
Nice. So there is an example of pyrite and gold as well.
So yeah, you can look
So
at
you have
that
an
board
idea.
and then you can compare it. So we're gonna go. We'll go this way. We'll head to the train.
Okay.
Of course, after people have gone on their underground tour, all of the buildings here are open for people to explore.
Oh, okay.
This is our temporary exhibition space, the machine shop.
Okay.
With our special exhibition, 100 Years of Mill Number 3.
Wow.
Inside this building, people can find out more about the communities who lived here.
Okay.
And that's the Britannia story. What is the story of the people who lived here every day? What was their life like? So that's in that space. And then in this area, the Terra Lab, you can go inside and see more about the remediation story.
Oh.
So that's the cleanup after the mine was closed.
Okay.
And because of the impact of a natural process that's called acid rock drainage.
Oh, okay.
And we can talk about that a little bit more through the tour.
Sure. So that's the copper sulfate.
Yeah, so heading through this area, you kind of get a sense of, again, maybe what it was like for the men as they were getting ready to go into the underground.
Nice.
They would get ready and leave from a place called the Dry, because when they were underground, they would be wet all of the time.
Oh.
So they would need to come out, dry all of their equipment before they went back into the underground on the next shift.
Okay. That's quite interesting. Like, I can imagine how hard they work. That's all I imagine right now.
Yeah. And again, you'll get a better sense of what that's like when we get into the underground, and we're going to use. I'll show you some of the equipment.
Okay.
And just trying to imagine, like you said, what that would be like working with that every day.
Yes.
All what we always see in films, but
Yes.
it's more realistic.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, according to the films, we just go according to just the boom sounds of the blast, nothing else. But
Right.
This is too realistic.
Yeah.
Like how, like a practical.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's true. So that's
Again, we have.
that's the original pictures.
So these are not the original, these are copies, and we've blown them up bigger. But again, this is really to show you that sense of, again, what it was like to actually live and work here. Yeah, these images, again, are from our permanent collection. And again, you see a range of activities that are happening. People just, what it was like to be here in the community. This is the mill. And this is where you used to actually get the
These are
boat.
the pictures from back in 1940s.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
So that's it. That was your only way in and out of town. Was
This is
by the
how
boat.
it was look like before.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh.
So this is again roughly 1924, 25.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because the mill was completed in 1923. That's why we're celebrating 100 years this
Oh
year.
yes, in 24, yes.
And yeah, this
then-
building we're actually in was part of this, the conveyor shed.
Oh, okay.
So everything came here, basically. We're like in this section here. So everything came out of the mill along this conveyor. It went all the way out to this wharf.
Oh, okay,
and then
here.
everything, was shipped out of the town by boat.
Oh.
So again, all of the what is called the
there was no
concentrate,
highways
no
and
highway,
stuff.
no highway and no train till 1956.
Yes. Oh, that was so hard.
Mm.
Going by the ships, mining. Oh, wow. Wow.
So from this top corner here, it's then a nice view of the.
Oh, yes. And still there's a white snow on the mountains.
Yeah, right.
Mend, mind, mine. Wow, beautiful. That's why it's called beautiful British Columbia.
Exactly, right? And we're again in the sea to sky highway, right by the sea. Look
Yeah.
at this beautiful blue sky today.
Yeah. That's fog because of
Of the
The
smoke and
fires,
the fires,
yeah.
right?
otherwise
Yeah.
it's so beautiful.
Okay,
The foundation.
let's head up here so we can
Okay.
get you a helmet.
Oh, okay. Journey starts now.
So we do understand that gentlemen like yourself, the helmet won't fit.
Yes.
So we just ask that you bring the helmet with you
Oh, okay.
in case of an emergency.
Oh,
So it's just in case of safety. And we understand that it might be the same for people with small children. The helmet might not fit perfectly, but everybody's just going to bring a helmet
Oh, okay.
so that we can be safe in case of an emergency.
Yeah.
So we're going to have you wear one. And I'm going to wear mine.
Oh, okay. So we have to wear it?
We do, because we're going to be now headed into the underground, so we want to be
Yes.
safe. So we're going to get our helmets on. And know
There you
when you come into the mine that, of course, it's a beautiful day outside today, but we're heading into the underground,
Yes.
and it is a constant 12 degrees in the underground.
Wow.
So if you want somewhere to be cool on a hot day, this is the place to be.
Just wait for 40 degrees.
Yeah, right?
Oh,
You
nice.
shouldn't get cold, you'll be fine today.
Yes.
But just a warning for other people who may be coming, that's something just to consider. And
Oh.
if you're being outside and it's been hot and sunny, but probably bring long sleeves. Also, it's probably better that you do have closed-toed shoes.
Yes.
Just as you're moving around in a mine. And again, I'm responsible to keep you safe. So
Oh, thank you.
if I ask,
Okay.
if I ask or tell you anything, we do say that, of course, if you can listen very clearly, and I'll direct you again to keep you safe.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to be heading into the mine in just a moment.
Okay.
Uh,
Oh, and you do have interpreters here.
so this can become confusing. I
Oh.
understand.
Oh, okay.
So interpreter, we use as just another name for a guide,
okay.
not a
Not-
translator.
Yes. Okay.
So in
Okay. For your information. For the information.
yes, the guide.
Guide.
Here
Yeah.
we use the word interpreter for guide.
Okay.
I guess it's actually this interpreter word to not mean a translator is more used,
Yeah.
I found, in North America
Yeah.
than other places.
Yes.
And this interpreter word would be more like translation, right?
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
But no, we're
No,
just going to
no.
give you the guide.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay. So let me just give a little introduction, so that, like I would do for the guests.
Okay.
Yeah, about what we're going to see, what we're going to do. Yeah.
Okay.
So in just a moment, we are going to be heading into the underground. And today we're going to be exploring the history of the mine here at Britannia. This mine was considered one of the largest copper mines in the world for its time. And we're going to explore some of the equipment that was used in the exploration here. We're also going to see what it was like and feel what it was like for the miners actually in the underground. So you're going to have that fully all senses experience here. And at any time, if you have any questions, just let me know. And I'm hopefully going to cover all of the history of what happened here in this 30-minute short time travel ride into the mountain.
Perfect. Perfect.
Okay.
So, as per like the guests' information, so
Yeah.
anybody who is arriving at 12:30, like, shall the wait, or we just start?
So we're doing it privately today. So say if this was a public tour, I would be now connecting, finding out how many from my front of house team were due to be here.
And how many
So,
is one group?
You can book as many people as you
Oh,
want.
okay.
One whole train is 30 people.
Oh,
So
okay.
that can be many different groups, right?
Oh.
Many families. We sit
Okay.
everybody together. And but yeah, you're having that private
Oh,
deluxe
yeah.
experience. We don't even need to
Thanks
wait
for
for
my
anybody.
Thank you.
So yeah, of course, when you're coming in a group, the easiest thing is you stay in your group. We make sure that everybody gets sat together,
Oh, okay.
and then again, you're all coming on the tour. Your guide again at any point, if you understand that this is not a one-way trip and you are not trapped. There is also a way to get out, so we'll show you that when you get in the underground, so
okay.
you don't have to worry that it's on like an underground. It's very safe, and there is a way
Perfect.
to step outside if you are not comfortable at any time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I'll open this other door, and you're gonna get right on the front of the train.
Sure.
Otherwise, today's official timing for the train is
So the next public tour is 1 o'clock.
Oh,
1.
So again, the people behind us that I just saw,
All
they're
right.
told to get here about 10 minutes before their tour is due to
Oh.
start.
oh, nice.
So I'm gonna have you come sit right on the front of the train here.
Thank you so much. So we're gonna go hopping on the train. Hop. And there we are. And I think Laura will be driver of the train, I'm assuming. So ਇਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਅੱਜ ਦਾ ਟੂਰ ਹੋਣ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈਗਾ। So Karan, ਅੱਜ ਪੂਰਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬੈਕ ਕੈਮਰਾ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਲੱਗ ਰਿਹਾ?
देखो जी, मैंने तो मन कर रहा सीगा कि मैं लॉरा जी ने इंटरव्यू कर ला, बट it's good that she's providing a lot of information. And obviously, like for our guest as well, like this is more like a private tour, so don't expect like that, like you'll be getting as well. But everything if you're seeing today is definitely worth a visit,
Yes.
I would say.
Awesome. Let's start.
I'm gonna encourage you, just for the good shot, you're gonna sit on this side, because
Okay.
when we go by the walls, there'll be a
Right.
nice shot and it's more detail
More
on this
right.
side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. So I'll
Again,
be this side.
What we
No.
can do is I can if you see something you like, I can always bring back the train and we can drive by it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
perfect.
amazing.
There you go.
Wow.
Okay. If you have any questions,
Yes.
you can ask.
Okay. And make sure I don't lose that. Right? Okay, got all my things, got all my keys. Right, in just a moment, folks, we're going to be heading into the underground. Are you ready for this exciting experience? Yay! Great. Well, let's ring our bell and make sure that we're all holding on tight as
Right.
we're heading underground.
Nice.
2, 1.
Oh, it's original magazine.
So yeah, this is what is called an explosive magazine. 3, 2, 1. Can you imagine if you were trying to find this map here in the underground, right in the dark?
Oh, the candlelight. Wow.
This was unexpected.